I've been getting a little bit behind with unboxing some of these things I've been getting as research products for the podcast. So I'm just going to get into this one. I've got 3 big packages and a letter package here, which I need to open up. I'm doing this one first because there is a reason, which you will find out about as we go on. Oh yeah, okay. Here we go. I'm sure you've seen these before. 3D glasses. Much needed accessory for what is to follow. There's a spare pair in case anyone wants to do some 3D with me at some point. Let's just pop them over here for now. Okay, I've got these 3 bigger packages, and they all come from different places. This one, by the looks of it, is from Australia. So let's see, might not need my knife to get into it just now. Actually, yes, I will. Let's just see if that's enough to open it up. Oh yeah. I always want to be careful with a knife when I'm opening this stuff in case it cuts anything which is inside, and it's a little bit close to it. So yeah, this one is. Okay, this is something I've been working on for a podcast episode, which will be coming out very soon. So I spoke to Richard Allen, who is the editor of the Freakbeat fanzine, which was published in the 80s, and I just kind of went on a bit of a quest to get hold of a few copies of it, just to sort of get into the scene and remember what was happening there and then. So I found some really good second-hand copies for sale, and this is what what sealed the deal in a couple of cases, that Freakbeat came with Flexi-discs, and in 1 or 2 cases an actual vinyl 7-inch. So this one is, what did it say? This is issue 7. So this is, I think, if I'm right, this is the penultimate issue of Freakbeat, with this 7-inch, really cool looking 7-inch. Looks like brilliant quality. Can't see any. Oh, there's a few little marks on it, but hopefully it'll play okay. I'll try that later on. Ayahuasca Records. This must be just the Freakbeat guys masquerading as a new label. This side, Viva Cauldron, Threading the Needle, Turnaround, Paragon Smythe, and on the other side, Watch Children, Salvador Dali's Still Dying, and Treatment, Restless. I'm a bit of a fan of Treatment, so I shall look forward to giving that a spin later on. Let's just pop that over here when I put it on there. So the big thing with Freakbeat is, apart from the content, which includes, in this particular episode, interviews with Osric Tentacles, the Magic Mushroom Band, the Bevis Frond, Noel Redding, and Terence McKenna. Terence McKenna being the sort of American psychedelic researcher, let's say. He was big into DMT and had various kind of notions about novelty, an increase of novelty as the world comes to an end, which is pretty interesting. So from a design point of view, we've got all these kind of crazy backgrounds and then coloured text on top. So wearing 3D glasses can actually give you an entirely different experience of the magazine. Let me just see if I can try it now. This page that I'm looking at now through the 3D glasses, the background actually kind of becomes almost like silvery. It's got a kind of silvery depth to it, which is pretty weird. And then, oh yeah, this is a really mind-bending experience in 3D looking at these pages, because you've got this strange extra depth that comes out because of the mixtures of colours that they've used. All right, so I won't spend too much time going through them because we've got a few more editions to come of Freakbeat. So this package, if I'm right, comes from the UK. Somebody had a copy of Freakbeat that they were selling in the UK. The issues that I've got hold of were the ones where the print run was increased to a couple of thousand, and people seem to have managed to keep hold of these, whereas the issues 1 to 3 are quite rare. Yeah, this is the great one with the Dan Abbott cover, amazing Paddington Bear marmalade cover. That looks absolutely fantastic. And there we go, with Flexi-disc taped on the inside of this one, along with a bit of DIY 3D glasses material. They put the coloured gels, and if I remember, there is a little page in here somewhere that helps you cut things to the right shape to DIY your own 3D glasses. Yeah, amazing. So this issue is 6, I think. Can't see it on the cover in amongst all the detail here. Let's say it is. They're listing back issues 1 to 4 on the inside, so this could actually be 5. And the contents of this issue are the Shaman. I didn't know they did a piece on the Shaman, and Webcore. And I remember when I spoke to Richard, he was talking about the Flaming Lips and how they were one of the first people to sort of recognise and cover the band, the Flaming Lips. I can well see how the printer who printed these pages would truly have had his mind blown and just kind of thought, what are these guys doing? I've got to have a look at these in 3D. Oh, and this is nice too. The extra little bit of space on here lets you get a fix on the text, which it sort of doesn't exactly float over the top, but it just kind of occupies a very different spatial kind of position. Amazing stuff. I'm really pleased with that. What a fantastic piece of cover art on that episode. All right, so that leaves me with one last package to open. Now, this one comes to me from Germany. Let's just see, I think this is probably the best way to get into it from this end. Oh yeah. all very nicely protected with plastic covers and cardboard to stop things being bent. I know one of them definitely got stuffed into my mailbox by the mailman here, but it seems to have survived okay. All right, so yeah, there's 2 issues here. They're in like little folders. So these are 4 and 6. Yeah, issues 4 and 6. In this one, they've even gone so far as to reverse out the text in the editorial at the beginning. So you've got to look at that in a mirror to be able to read it. Nice idea, guys. This is what I was remembering. This is the psychedelic guide to making your own DIY glasses. Fantastic image. And then you can cut out the frame there and glue your lenses into it for the 3D experience. So let's have a look at this Flexi-disc. All right, they're not cut out. They're just kind of on the square bits of Flexi. I don't know what this material is called. Vinyl type material. Help records. This one is called The Steps and the Bevis Frond on the other side. Yeah, cool. Another phenomenal cover. So we've got one more edition lurking down here to have a quick peek at. And Freakbeat 6, yeah. So there we have 2 flexis in this one, I think. This side, Dementia 13, Mr. Bloodclot. That side, the In Mind Confection live edit. And on the other disc, we have Barge Pole, Can You Hear Me Mother, Twink, The Snake, the Chemistry Set, and the Coloured Plank. Great. They're a little bit sort of scratchy looking, but I'm going to give these a play later on and see what happens. This issue 6 is a lot thicker than the others, so they definitely are absolute labours of love putting these magazines together. It must have just been an epic amount of work. There was only 2 of them doing it at this stage. So the whole kind of artwork thing is like a whole other level of endeavour to get your magazine out. Definitely a sort of leap beyond the earlier punk era stuff where we've been showing a few things that are typed and stuck onto backgrounds and then photocopied. This is definitely a whole mission to produce this. So you can hear the stories from Richard about the people he worked with and how Delirium Records evolved from Freakbeat in the podcast episode that will be released shortly. But this is like really, really impressive and amazing stuff.